Okay, yes, I've actually been away for a month now, so I hadn't played for a long time, so this is kind of like starting to get to know everything again. I'm just going to run a short attack mission on some insurgent forces close by. I just need to make sure what the hell I'm actually carrying for weapons. Bombs. Okay, not my first choice, but we'll run with it. Let's see if I actually remember how to start this bird up. It's supposed to be quite simple. Let's go battery power, I think is necessary. We go battery power DC generator. Turning this on. Fuel pumps on. Fire extinguisher on. APU on. Unhatch that. And that should be it for starting the engines, right? Yay, we did it. Let's see. Seal off the cockpit. Now let's get our, let's see, radio channels. I want radio channels. There we go. Which airport am I at? Batumi? Is Batumi the close one? Batumi, is it? It's not Koike. Kubalete, I think it's Kubalete. Let's go with Kubalete. It seems 7, yes. I'm pretty sure it's 7. Good. What are you going on about? Be quiet. Let's see, so engines are started. We should be able to put up that one. I actually don't know what that one does, but well, we'll run with it. I need these ones on. I need all of these on. I really don't need the IFF, but I'm turning on them anyway. There we are. Put the radar into standby, so it's hot and nice. Let's turn on the weapon systems. There we go, that's good. Since we're going with Kobalade, we might as well just Kobalade 15. RSBN channels as well. There we go, 15, have that sorted. Good, we got a good connection there. Oh, and one thing that's very important that I always forget to do, that's very difficult to do if you don't have a track IR. Move the joystick and arm your bombs. That's a pain in the ass to do if you're flying without a track IR. That should be it. Let's turn on that one, turn up the brightness, and realign our navigation. Not that we actually need it because we're just flying very short, so it shouldn't be any problems. That should be it. Should be ready to go. Okay, let's see if I can actually use the request taxi to runway.
Cobalade, Pontiac 1-1. Request taxi to runway.
See the flaps to take off.
Pontiac 1-1. Cobalade, clear to taxi to runway 7.
We are clear to taxi. Let's go. Alright, maneuvering this one on the ground was a pain. Let's see. I have to hold in the brakes. Brake and turn. Oh, it's going fine so far. Fortunately, the start procedure for the MiG-21 is very simple, as long as you know which buttons to put on. Usually it doesn't matter that your way of doing things is a little bit backwards, or you don't do the exact order. Let's see if we can break up here. It's good. And then see if we can get takeoff mission.
Pontiac 1-1, request takeoff. Pontiac 1-1, couple ready? You are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QSE 29.86.
Yay. So hard to make micro adjustments to the MiG-21 when you're taxiing. Let's see, lock forward wheel brakes, open that one up, take off position, shaft. Good, that should be it. Hold on brakes. Let's get going. Of course, taking off is the easy part with this MiG-21. Doing everything else that's difficult. Let's see, we should be able to take off around between 300 and 400 kph. Let's go back here. We should actually take off before 400 kph if I'm not mistaken. Oh, we're up in the air. Let's see if we can raise the landing gear. And also get in the flaps. Great. Reset landing gear. Reset hatch. And we're flying. We are actually flying. So our target is of course over this classic little cross close to Kabuleti, where we have some, I think we have an APC, a small base, a couple of trucks. Should be easy enough. Shouldn't pose a big threat. Let's see if we can obtain some altitude. Okay, so I'm closing in on the target area here. I'm going to set up for a good bombing run. Let's switch to bombs. I would very much like this to be stay at missile launch, auto, unhook the cage there. We're going to release third and fourth pylon first. Air to ground is on target. Let's make our reticule really big. Let's see what we have. Oh, we might have to turn that one on. Good, it's over there. I usually turn the reticule to the largest setting because it doesn't really matter when you're bombing. You just have to focus on little on the center of it. It's easier to see it start moving and see that you're on a good glide path. Let's see, there we go. So I'm still don't think I'm satisfied about my height. So I'm gonna go around. You should around minimum 5,000 meters. I would say is a good bombing altitude, and I usually go for around oh, that should be enough, 5,000 meters. Just need to get some, I could probably go from here actually. Okay, let's throttle back. Be very careful about the G's we're pulling here now since we're carrying bombs. And then go into a nice dive. There, around 30 degrees is a very good angle, I would say. Zoom in. And we're going to go for trucks here. And we might want to open the target hatch. I think we're going a little bit too steep here, but might be good anyway. It's very difficult to pull out safely when you're carrying bombs. So let's see here now. I want to be able to drop this fairly. So there we are reaching drop. Very slow to pull out of this one. Oh, I think I did it without losing extra bombs. It is difficult when you're doing 2 bombing runs like this, because I think it's like maximum between 3 and 4 Gs when you pull out. If you go over that, the rest of the bombs you have will just drop off there. They won't be able to stick because they're very weakly attached, I think. So I see smoke, that's good. That means we hit something. That's very good actually. Can't believe I actually did that on my first try for over a month. MiG-21 is by far my favorite aircraft actually to fly. I like the mechanical feel of it instead of the A10, which is, you have to know all the systems and push the right buttons. It's very, very technical, and I know some people like this, but this is more hands-on. You need to kind of like feel yourself into an attack run. It's not about pushing the right buttons. It's about practicing and making good bombing runs and learning angles and speeds and stuff like that. Not that I mind flying with the A10 too, especially using the gun. Strafing is very fun. But that actually went surprisingly well. I think we did a really good damage there. There's a base there as well. If you zoom in, maybe we can see it. A little bit far out, but the base is around here in the middle. So I'm thinking maybe we should try and go for that this time. So the setup I just showed you now is like my favorite setup for going in for bombing runs, and it's proven very successful, and I even managed to do a decent bombing run just now, even though I haven't done it in a while. So it's very good. Let's see if we can get a little bit more altitude. This time maybe we do it with a little bit better distance as well, so we can go in. The thing about this is, the MiG-21 is not an attack aircraft. It's never designed for, initially not designed for attack, but it was kind of like a feature added on, like a DLC maybe, for the Soviet aircraft. So it's not very good performance for attack, but it does it surprisingly well considering it was never designed for it. Well, at least I don't think it was designed. I think it was initially designed as very rapid interceptor to attack bombers, so it's not actually a good fighter either, which is does surprisingly well considering it's not designed for it, which is kind of the mantra of the MiG-21. It does many things very well for not being designed for it, but it also means it cannot excel really well in any of these. Let's go in here, let's bring her in slowly. Let's zoom in. There we can clearly see the base there. We want to go in. Let's see if we can do the attack angle. It's a decent attack angle. Let's try and line us up. There, I think we are doing just fine. Let's see. Let's try not to go too much. Now, since after this time we can pull up pretty hard, since there we go. Drop. Oh, this might miss. We can pull hard here together. Oh, we're pulling really hard. Like that. Now I should have air-to-ground guns as well, so I'm actually going to arm the gun and do a strafing because there's some soldiers and stuff I might be able to hit. So I'm going to go for the gun as well. Let's see, how are we doing on fuel? Actually, we're doing good on fuel. We can manage maybe two attack runs. Let's see, were we able to? I don't think we were able to hit the. I think we missed, but we might have killed the soldiers around there. So there's no use attacking the outpost with the gun, but maybe we can go and strafe some of the remaining trucks. So I don't have to worry about pulling G's now, since I just drop all my bombs. So I can do all these crazy maneuvers. Let's see if we can bring her in. We're going really fast now, so that's not optimal for strafing run. The MiG-21 responds really well, even if you're pulling, quite a lot of G's. So it's kind of a very nice one. Let's see. This time I need this to be very small. I know when to start attacking. Let's see. We have. Oh, I forgot to turn on the radar. That's stupid of me. I can't find any of the trucks. Oh, this is a truck. Let's see. Let's see. I think we can climb pretty. Now I know the APC there can actually shoot pretty hard, so I'd rather be careful with that. Let's do another attack round. Oh, it seems a little bit more smarter. Let's see if we can't get the APC. Although it's very tricky to do it. I don't think I have much bullets left. I think I used up most of them. There, let's see. Let's go for it. Oh, that was way off. Oh my god. They're shooting at me. And the cat is in my lap again. Oh, let's see. Do we have? I think it's time for us to depart. I felt a couple of shots ricocheting against bodies, so see. Well, it doesn't look like we took any damage. I don't feel airplane handling any different. I don't have any red lights. Hopefully everything is okay. So let's try to do the most difficult part that there ever is with the MiG-29. MiG-21. That is to land. I have a decent approach here, so I'm gonna just go right in. See if we can do it properly too by requesting landing permission. Kobuleti. Inbound.
Kobuleti, Pontiac 1-1, inbound.
Let's see. Ah, damn it. Usually it's... I think you get more accurate information when the radar is turned on. I'm not quite sure, but I have better success bombing when the radar is turned on and used in the beam mode. I'm not sure if this just gives you more information or if this actually gets more accurate. I need to look that up, but I obviously missed the outpost because usually 2 bombs is enough to blow it up. Okay, I'm gonna turn off this pipper here and cage it because we don't need it anymore. And we need to lose some speed actually. I'm gonna turn off the air brakes. Actually, don't turn off the gun as well. Oh, the gun might actually have been shot up. The light should have been on there. Okay, speed is good. I'm gonna go for landing gear flaps. Landing flaps are out. Yeah, we need to throttle up a little bit so we don't lose too much speed. This is always the problem by landing in MiG-21. You need a lot of speed to land, but you also need a lot of speed to fly. So it's a very fine balance, Oh, we're way off here. Too much speed. Let's get speed down again. Landing gear down. Throttle up. It's always a balance here. Okay, let's request that one and let's reset the landing gear.
Kobuleti, Pontiac 1-1, request landing.
And we are pretty good actually. Let's get down the landing gears now. Usually when I approach, I take out the takeoff flaps to reduce speed. It helps keeping the aircraft slow and nice without crashing. See, I have to concentrate now. This is not easy. I haven't done this for a while, and learning how to land MiG-21 was the hardest thing I ever done seriously in DCS. I managed to put down most aircraft fairly easily. I managed to put down several A-10s, shot up A-10s that can barely move, and I had trouble, but MiG-21 is so sensitive, both in terms of landing weight and how fast you put her down, so you need to be really careful. We're going a little bit slow. We need to be around 400 kph when we reach landing zone. Problem is that the wheels, I think they blow up when you go above 400 kph, so you kind of need to land right before the wheels blow up, and you need to adapt your speed very, very well. We're on a good slope actually now, and I don't think we're gonna blow up when we touch the ground, but we'll see. Okay, we're over the landing runway now, and it's fighting me, and let's center this one out now, and let's see. Oh, too hard. Oh, we're down. I can't believe we're actually dead. I don't think the aircraft was in there. Woohoo! Wow. Didn't think I'll be able to make that. That might have been more luck than skill, to be honest, but we're down.